Come to your Thriving Heart for Thriving Life Grief Tips. Let me ask you, since you experience your adversity while you are grieving, have you ever have a time when you just did not feel like doing chores, just couldn't make yourself perhaps to prepare breakfast for your family or do the laundry or clean the house or something, and then you feel really bad for slacking. You feel really bad for slacking. You feel bad for not wanting to do that. And if you didn't do that, you feel really bad for slacking. Have you ever had that time? Let me ask you another question. If your child or loved one was grieving, would you ask them to keep going without rest and even more rest and extra time off? And if the answer is no, then why are you doing that to yourself? Today, April 5th, is the is actually National Self-Care Day. National Self-Care Day. And it is also National Love Your Children Day, which is very interesting because many people who come to me, particularly people who either they are parents or they take care of somebody else, so they are a caretaker. Many people who come to me says, well, I got to do this and I got to do that, and I can't possibly take time for myself right now, and I'm not taking time for myself. I'm not investing in this and that for myself because I want to take care of my family. I got to take care of my family. And many people believe that self-care is selfish, that taking care of yourself and say, oh no, I'm not gonna I'm not going to cook breakfast this whole week. It's a very selfish thing. Taking care of yourself and say, you know what, I'm going to do something that I'm going to have the whole day off for myself. That's a selfish thing. Many people believe that. Many people say, oh, taking time to take a massage or a bath or something is a selfish thing. It is actually the exact opposite, particularly when you are grieving. We know that grief weaken our immune system, causing us to be prone to illness like catching infection, catching a cold, a flu, and so forth. And grief also cause these regulations of our nervous systems, causing us to become very much more prone to panic, to overwhelms, to depressions, and so on and so forth. And when you're not taking care of yourself, when you are busy taking care of everybody else and putting yourself second, you are not receiving, your body and your nervous systems are not receiving what it needs. And then it will almost consistently with every client or people who come to the grief chat to me, when they do this, they almost consistently, they become ill. And when you become ill, physical illness, or perhaps you got into an overwhelm and a panic attack or a depression, or you keep pushing and then your patience, because of all the strains, become shorter and shorter, and you snap at somebody, a family member, a child that you didn't mean to. Then it's actually you not only you are no longer selfless. If you become ill and can't take care of yourself, you become a burden. So in this case, in that situation, you actually, in a way, it is selfish to not taking care of yourself. And so the most loving thing that you can do for your loved one while grieving is to make sure that you have plenty of self-care, that you have adequate amount of sleep, that you have adequate amount of rest, adequate nutrition, plenty of time for yourself, to allowing yourself to take times. I know many parents who says, no, I can't take time for myself. I got to be there for my kids all the time. and I got to do this and I got to do that. I got to do that. Now, I'm not saying neglecting your family. I'm not saying neglecting your children. I'm not saying if you're a caretaker, just say, oh, well, whatever. I'm not going to take a deal with this. But sometimes we see it from a lens where it has to be this way, and we forgot to allow ourselves to look around or perhaps brainstorm with other people to say, what is it that perhaps I can do such that I can have a whole day for myself, just to sleep in, to breathe, to have extra day and extra time, and perhaps to do absolutely nothing. And we're not always talking about having a if it's children, having a 24-hour babysitter suddenly, which that can get quite a financial investments, or perhaps some having something else. But sometimes I know many people, once they look around, they say, oh, I can actually trade with this family. Oh, I can actually say do something for this person, and they help me doing something for this, and perhaps it's something that you do anyway alongside. And so today being the National Day for Self-Care, and also National Day to National Love Your Children Day, but also I would invite this to broaden it as loving your loved one is the one thing that you can do, one the most loving thing you can do, and is to have good self-care for yourself. Self-care is not selfish. Self-care is necessary, and it is actually, in a way, self-care is selfless. It is serving. And sometimes we don't allow ourselves to take care of ourselves, to put in time for ourselves, to put in money investing in your self-care. Sometimes we are not allowing ourselves to do that. Sometimes it's because we don't feel that we are worth it doing that, and we feel guilty doing that. And sometimes we feel that if we do that, or perhaps if we say, oh, allow somebody to help us, then we have less control on things. And if this is something that's going on with you, you want to recognize that, and then you want to recognize also that if you hang on to that, if you hang on to, well, then I have less immediate control of things, or, well, I don't feel worthy about doing that, therefore I'm not going to do that. Subconsciously you don't feel worthy about that. Then if you're continuing on, that's actually a selfish act, that not allowing help, not allowing you to take care of yourself, is then become selfish, because, as we say, is being human, we all have our limit. And eventually your body, if you keep pushing, will say it's enough. And by the times we got an infections, we got flu, we have it fall into emotional exhaustions, depressions, or panic or something. Then it takes much more effort and time to turn things around than perhaps if you say, okay, you know what, once a month I'm going to make sure that I have a day for myself, while you are going through things and having so much things and in going on and grieving. And once a week I'm going to make sure that I have a part of the day for to take care of myself. Then I have plenty, I have adequate good nutrition, sleep, rest, and time to exercise, since we know that exercise is good for our immune system, and doing things that feel good for you. And that's another part of self-care. Sometimes people say, well, this person, that person says I need to do this and I need to do that, and I really don't feel like doing that, but I'm pushing myself to go to the gym because they said you must go to the gym. Well, self-care include doing what you need to do, but in a way that feel good for you. So if you're not feeling like going to the gym, even though you used to go to the gym, then don't go to the gym. You can exercise in a different way, but perhaps just making sure you do stretches at home. Perhaps it's going for a walk. But today I invite you today and every day, particularly when you are grieving. One of the most loving things that you can do for your loved one is to make sure that you take care of yourself as much as you take care of other people, of your loved one, and sometimes even more. Because if you keep pushing, being human will eventually break down, and that will become a burden. And then not allowing self-care become a selfish thing, not a selfless thing. So allowing self-care is actually very serving. It's very beneficial for your loved one and you. And so what is one or two things that you can do to amplify your self-care, to up your self-care? Almost all of us has the opportunity to be able to have better self-care for ourselves. What is it, one or two things that you can do to better care for yourself? Perhaps share it in the comment if you'd like to. And if you have any questions, feel welcome to share that in the comment, or message me or email me directly. You can message me through joyfulrichesbeyondgrief.com or email me through at dufferpanforgrief at gmail.com. And if you find this video or any of these videos beneficial, please subscribe, as well as feel welcome to share it with anyone. And remember to like the video as well. And with that, if you have any questions, feel welcome to share it as well in the comment. And this is Dr. BirgitteTan with Joyful Riches Beyond Grief. I care about you, and I look forward to see you again in the next video.